Originals, découvrez en avant-première nos interviews sur les séries qui font l'actu.
Bienvenue sur Beta Série la radio pour un épisode d'Originals, l'émission dédiée aux séries qui font l'actu. Aujourd'hui, coup de cœur sur la Meute, la Jauría, une série chilienne fascinante à retrouver dès le 17 juin sur arte.tv et Arte, une série dont Beta Série est partenaire. Ce thriller démarre avec la disparition d'une adolescente dans les faubourgs chics de Santiago, au Chili. Un trio d'enquêtrices prend l'affaire en main et découvre un jeu en ligne qui forme les hommes à agresser les femmes. Nous avons l'honneur d'interviewer aujourd'hui Sergio Castro et Enrique Videla, co-scénaristes de la série, aux côtés de Lucia Puenzo, en direct donc du Chili. Thank you to be with us today, Enrique and Sergio. Thank you so much. And my first question is about the origin of this project. Who had the initial idea? When did you join the project? Did you know Lucia Puenzo?
I think the origins of the story come from a personal experience that Sergio had, because he personally knew a woman who was a victim of Priest Joannon's baby illegal traffic rings. So at first the story has that subject as a very important, starting point, and then it became sort of more like a police thriller, and then we brought a little bit the scope of the themes to other forms of abuse, of sexual abuse. I don't know.
It was a good conversation, I remember, with the Fábula producer, Juan de Dios Larraín, because with Enrique, I had this idea about this woman, but then in a conversation with the producers, we create a more universal subject or issues, not only the illegal traffic of these babies in end of 70s or 80s. Yeah. And that's the moment is important, because in that moment we introduce the young characters in the TV series. So these young characters, it's really, really important, because not only for the trauma, it's important for this globalization of this series, for the target of the series, not only for adults, for young people too. So it's two worlds, the adult world and young world in the series.
Great, yeah. And did you know, Lucia Puenzo, when did she come then in the project?
Yeah, well,
in the beginning, we need a showrunner with a big experience in feature films and TV series, and for us, for the producer, and for us, for the creators, and for me, like a director, it was important a female director. Yes. Because it's a female TV series, so it's a feminist TV series. So it's really important the parity of two men and two women creators, men creators and women creators. So and the same with the cast, no. So it's a very delicate the distribution of the crew in this TV series. So. And with the work with Lucia was wonderful, and it's wonderful too now in the second season. So,
yeah.
You're spoiling me with the second season. I will come on that later.
Yeah.
But it's a good news. Thank you. So you wrote together, so the three of you, and I think that even yourself, you directed some episodes. So how did you collaborate together? In fact, on the writing, as the plot is quite complex, did you take some characters for each? Did you write first the plot and then separately the characters? How did you organize the writing? Because it's quite a complex plot,
Yeah, we worked with another female writer, Paula Del Fierro, also in the writer room, a little bit taking what Sergio said, that it was very important, given the themes of the series, that the creative team had a very powerful woman perspective, both in direction and in writing. And well, with Sergio, we worked some versions of the pilot before that. Lucia Puenzo came in, and then we began a process, you know, like a more traditional writer room with Lucia as showrunner, and there we kept, you know, working on the show. Oh, I'm sorry, and there was another screenwriter also, Leo D'Agostino, who was an old collaborator of Lucia. So we had like a very interesting, you know, team with very different, you know, perspectives, and that was, I think, that very valuable for the show, because it has a lot of characters, you know, from different backgrounds and different stories. So that was a very interesting process.
Okay, so that's effectively a very collaborative work you made there. Also on the cast, you know, the story is served by an exceptional, charismatic cast of women playing strong characters. So Daniela Vega, Antonia Zegers, Paula Luchtinger, Maria Gracia Omenia. So Daniela, Elisa, or Maria are quite famous in Chile and even worldwide. Celeste is from the young, successful generation. Did you have already all these actresses in mind before starting the show?
I think that personally, Daniela Vega's character was the one that we knew that it has to be she who played this character, you know. And I think at some point, like really early in the process, Antonia Segers was someone. We filmed a little teaser, you know, for the early version of the story before we got the funding, and both roles, correct me if I'm wrong, but
you're right.
But there were two main roles, one with Antonia Segers and one with Amparo Noguera, who is the mother of Paula Luxinger's character, and both were in the teaser. So when we began, you know, the process of the writer room, at least there were a couple of characters that we have like a very strong association with the actresses. So
the work with Daniela was very interesting, because we need to separate this character of a fantastic woman with La Jauría, with the pack, no? So in this case, in the pack, we can see Elisa Murillo, the character of Daniela Vega, a stronger woman, in a way, some kind of punk woman, very outside the protocol, very outside I can see any spoiler, but she's very politically incorrect, no? In a way.
Okay, so you have a local story. Chile is a very interesting and new country to discover for, you know, fans of series, but you address universal themes: women harassment, social networks and religion pressure, dark web violence. I mean, which theme are the most important for you?
That's a great question. Well, we approach a bit of a maybe more ambitious scope, you know, in the themes of the first season. So it was to us very important to see different phases of violence against women. So we start with, you know, kind of like this iconic symbol of toxic masculinity that are, you know, the rugby players, let's say, and we know we have this place that is the Catholic school from a very elite high school. I mean, and so we know that Catholic Church was a very important subject for us, and sort of what we tried to do was to link this different, you know, world, this teenage world with that has some kind of violence against women versus, you know, the church that is different, but also an expression of the same. So, and we wanted to make it, you know, contemporary, you know, young. So deep web and these online games and the incel movement. So that we used to tie together, you know, all these different worlds, but we had with one great unifying theme.
Yes, for example, the cyberbullying. No, the cyberbullying it's really important in the traumas, the deep web, like said Enrique, and all this world inside the web. It's another world, and we were talking many times. For example, the parent says that, okay, my son, my daughter is very safe because she play with the computer or he play with the computer, but in a way, some fields in the computer is not in safe world.
Not at all. Yes.
Sometimes it's more dangerous than so.
Right now it's like the most dangerous.
Yes, right now it's very dangerous. No, the social network.
Yeah.
So and we worked with hackers, legal hackers or good hackers for the pre-production.
Yeah.
So it was really important. Because all the technology in the TV series is important. The screener of the cell phones, the computer, the cue of this young woman to catch the enemy. Anyway, so it was really important this pre-production with these hackers.
Yeah, it's really fascinating, really thrilling, and as you say, you feel it's a dangerous place when the messages appear on the phones. So people will discover that, but our audience, but it's really very well done. So the musical soundtrack is very present in this show, especially the song Nos Estamos Solas by the French-Chilean rapper Ana Tijoux. And this music is denouncing the women abuse in the society. And the characters, all of them, female characters, all of them are fighting. Elisa for truth, Olivia for a son, Celeste for the women's right and for a sister, Maria for a couple. There is a lot of fight of women. So with the song, all these characters fighting, is it a series advocating, the women's rights? Is it somehow a little bit political?
I would say, yeah.
Yes, of course.
I think it's a pretty political show. It will get even more political, I think, in season 2. But because we wanted to show us a side, I think, from Chilean society that's not that's very present, but no one really talks about. And it's how there is a very strong connection between machismo, violence, against women, and conservative political or religious point of view. So for us, it was kind of like very difficult, I think, to separate, violence against women and those political aspects, because they are so intertwined together.
Yes, because for me it's a TV series about power abuse in all of dimensions.
Yeah.
The church, the female abuse, education. So, and this is our point of view for all the seasons in a way. So maybe this season was that, but maybe the other season was, but the power abuse is really important. And here I think it's a good point, because in Chile, we don't touch with our filmography the rich world, the
rich and powerful,
the rich powerful. No, so sometimes it's only about the marginal people, poor people, dictatorship, but not of these rag bears or the church or rich families.
People having money, and
yes.
Series, they do a lot of things also. Yeah.
So in that point, the pre-production or the production design, it was really important, because the location, for example, it's very important in La Jauría. The different world, the college, the houses, the church, different location. The characters are constantly in movement. No, so it's a big TV series in location atmosphere.
Yeah, it's very, very ambitious. Did you have influences from other series or movies in mind when writing it?
Yeah, well, we have like a very, I say, wide scope of inspiration. You know, for me, you know, a psychological thriller, and even at some point, you know, the idea of horror. You know, not a supernatural horror, but the idea of a growing threat. So we watch a lot of. I say a very wide scope, I think, of thrillers. Let's say The Killing of the Sacred Deer of Yorgos Lanthimos, for one side. There was kind of an inspiration from some of the antagonistic characters, but also there is like a little play on anime, Japanese manga characters with characters of Set and the Japanese mask. So it was like a very, I don't know, like eclectic reference. I don't know.
Or the Nordic film noir. I think that there is a reference for me and for Enrique. We share this taste, no, for the Nordic TV series or Nordic film noir, the new film noir. I love, for example, in France, Jacques Audiard. Pick some things about this directors or screenwriter.
Good inspiration. I was thinking not only of The Killing or such a Nordic noir series, but also of Unbelievable. In this fight of women, you know, for truth and defending women, which is a Netflix not that long ago on Netflix, but effectively it's eclectic, and there are many series you could think of because it's addressing a universal theme today. So you can get inspired a lot. So the series is proposed on the French German channel ARTE, the one we're partnering with and who is kindly organizing this interview. I'm sure it will be a success here. How did it perform in Chile? If I hear there is a second season, I guess it has been a success, right?
Yeah, we're very happy with the reception of the show, both in the stream and Amazon Prime Video, and the local TV channels. You know, so it had a very I don't know how to say. It have very different types of audience, and that's something that was really good for us. You know, because I think a lot of people actually watch the show in the local TV station, TVN, and that was, I think it was a very good experience for us.
And the young community, was explosion.
But what I really like about this show is I get a lot of messages that I saw in social media about mothers that watch the show with her daughters. So I thought that was like very interesting because not all shows can, you know, have that reception, you know, and it was something that two generations of women could watch together, you know, and share, you know, an experience and talk about these themes. I think that's really amazing.
Yes, because it's a show about education also. So
about mothers and sons and mother and daughters, you know, so that was very, very interesting.
Thriller and this kind of positioning is more maybe for the television people, and then the young generation on the platform will be teased by all the messages around, you know, the internet about the power that people can get in their hands to fight and to find the truth by themselves. So I guess that effectively you have several segments, and Arte will have both the broadcast and also arte.tv. So it will be very interesting in France to have all this exposition also. We are almost at the end of this interview. You said some teasers about the seasons. You didn't say season 2, but you say seasons. So you have in mind to have several seasons?
No. It was wrong with me. No, we don't speak too much about the future season.
Yeah, but there is one under preparation, which is for us, for me, I saw it, the whole of it. I think it's a great series. So I'm looking forward, but we'll be to watching the the next season, will it be with the same characters?
Yeah, we can talk about that. There are greater mysteries, teased at the end of season 1. So yeah, we can obviously give many details, but season 2 will keep developing, these mysteries, the Jauría, what are their objectives, where they're from. So we will be seeing new cases and new characters, but also, a continuation of characters.
And we can see the growing up of these characters. So this is important. The young world, the woman and men.
The younger generation of characters.
The young generation, we can see is growing up,
facing other problems, and
we'll discuss that. I hope next year,
Yes, sooner than, I don't know. Hopefully soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. So finally, maybe if you could tell us, why our audience should go and watch the series with your own words. A little pitch,
The invitation for the audience.
Okay. Jauría, I think it's a very fascinating, show for us to write. We hope that will be also a very interesting, viewing experience, for the for everybody, women and also men, mothers and daughters, as I talked, to help open a conversation about this often difficult, subjects with, I think, really great performances, very, very powerful, mostly female actress giving, very interesting and complex characters, great direction, and I don't know, I think it's
a energetic thriller, female thriller. It's very original. The relationships in the TV series. There is two worlds, the young world and adult world, mixed, very, very mixed, and it's for me it's a series necessary for the family issues, for the education issues, for the deep web issues, for this time in pandemic world. I think it's a really, really good and necessary TV series.
Yeah, thank you very much for it. So many thanks for this very interesting discussion, and congratulations again for this superb and fascinating TV series. I switch back to French, so thank you very much. Cette interview a été organisée par notre partenaire ARTE, que nous remercions. Regardez La Meute, vous serez totalement pris par l'intrigue et ses personnages attachants dans un thriller coup de poing qui dénonce les violences faites aux femmes et passe au crible du polar, une société minée par le patriarcat. N'oubliez pas d'inscrire dans votre agenda Beta Série pour n'en rater aucun épisode, et rendez-vous très bientôt pour une prochaine émission de Originals sur Beta Série, la radio, et nous vous quittons sur cette magnifique BO rap de la série Nos estamos solas.
No estamos solas. Grita su nombre ahora, grita su nombre ahora.
Originals, découvrez en avant-première nos interviews sur les séries qui font l'actu.